You want to start us off? Because I'm always doing it. I just feel like I'm carrying the load, man.
Welcome to BeerAmerica.tv. I'm John Pinkerton.
And I'm Paul Leone with our good friend Scooter Hendon here, who's joined us for a few episodes. And tell me about your website, Texas Beers?
TexasBrews.org.
There you go.
It'll be a beer advocacy site for Texas craft beer.
Texas craft beer, which is growing.
Yes.
It's a growing scene.
It is definitely a growing scene, and there are sort of, I guess, probably 5 major Texas craft breweries that you can get for bottles and cans throughout the state, and various others that you can get with kegs. And it's definitely a burgeoning scene. There's a lot of new breweries that are in the works right now that should be coming out pretty soon with either kegs, hopefully some more in bottles as well. So maybe I can send some to you over there and Savannah, John.
Right on. You can do a Georgia, Texas swap thing.
Yeah,
there we go. You got to send some Moon River beers this way. Once you start opening your bottling and start bringing, we can start sending this way. But anyway, we've got, because you're here and we're shooting at Rahr and Sons in Fort Worth, Texas. Thanks very much to Rahr and Sons for letting us shoot here. You have another beer from Texas.
Yes, I do. It is Southern Star's Berried Hatchet Stout.
Here, let me open this up.
It is no, it doesn't work that way.
Wait a minute, it's a can. It's another can.
Another craft beer in a can.
Another craft beer in a can. We've been talking about this trend, but go ahead and tell us what we got here.
But yeah, they're Southern Star. They do all cans, and they have this is one of their 3 beers that they offer year round. The other 2 being their Bombshell Blonde, very tasty, and their Pine Belt Pale Ale, which comes in 16-ounce cans, which can cause problems if you want to drink a lot of it. But this is their stout. It's I think they call it a strong American stout, like an imperial stout, but pours pretty darn black, pretty dark.
It's another one where I got a whiff. There's very few beers that you open it up. Did you guys get the whiff when I?
Yep.
Well, I kind of caught it in the face, really.
Did you really? Well,
yeah. So I got
just trying to share.
Nice little touch of malt in the nose there.
Wow. A lot of chocolatiness.
Ooh, yeah. Big malt, big roasty coffee. Like I would say, almost more chocolatey than coffee.
Yeah.
That is malty goodness.
And it's nice about this beer is that there's a lot of maltiness, but there's a lot of sort of chocolate notes to it that it doesn't quite have that espresso character that a lot of imperial stouts will have. But
you know what's interesting about this beer? What kind of malt that it has? I was just reading the malt list.
What kind of malt?
It has Rahr Special Pale malt in it.
Well, there you go.
Well,
and also Rahr white wheat.
Ironically enough, which they're
Special Pale and white wheat.
Yeah, and crisp brown malt. What is it? Briess, B-R-I-E-S-S.
Briess, that's
Briess,
right.
yeah, Briess malt, Briess roast malt, Rahr white wheat, and rolled oats. So we got a couple Rahr malts in this.
All right, so the rolled oats probably explain the sort of the fatness, the full palate. Oats tend to contribute beta-glucans, which kind of give you that palate fullness. There's a lot of kind of residual sweetness there as well. That really kind of helps round out that malt character. But I think the really distinctive thing that hit me as soon as I put it in my mouth, that I think is really it really helps make a darker roasty beer pop, is there seems to be a brightness or almost like an acidity to this. And I'm not trying to insinuate that it's a sour beer or gone bad or anything like that, but there is a distinctive kind of tang there that really brightens it up. It's like it's something that could be heavy is sort of made bright on the palate by, and I don't know how they're achieving that. It'd be interesting to talk to these guys and find out what that's all about. But that is a lovely malty
It really
beer.
is.
And Southern Star is not a very old brewery. They've been around since 2008. Like I said, they've only got 3 beers, but they do them very well. But they're the only ones who are cans only in Texas. There's a few other ones throughout the country. Cans only. Oscar Blues obviously comes to mind.
Yeah.
Ska does all their 12-ounce stuff, I believe, is cans.
Yep.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. And they do bombers and glass, but Half Acre in Chicago does cans. So there's a few of them that do cans only, and it's pretty neat to have this. And it's interesting to pick up a 4-pack of cans and have it be world-class beers. As a lot of people don't necessarily think of cans as being so great. You think of picking up some light American lager in a can.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you get this and you pour it, and you're like, oh, this is wonderful.
We talked a little bit about that in a
surprised.
previous episode. It just you know, even though we all know that the can is a great package, it's hard to get past that stigma. I mean, we've all kind of grown up with that stigma that
where it tastes like an aluminum, like, or it tastes like metal. You know, maybe they used to use steel cans or whatever, and it was, you know, and nothing. I mean, it's as you say, and we've talked about it in the past. It really is almost a perfect package.
It is almost a perfect package, and to me, the irony, people always talk about the metallic taste that really is not there anymore. But ironically, a lot of times, beer out of bottles that are capped with steel crowns, which, I mean, all of them are steel, if they're not rinsed properly and dried properly as they go down the bottling line, a lot of times, if you ever drink out of a bottle, which is, of course, is kind of taboo for craft beer, but it happens from time to time, you may notice a little touch of metallic taste, and that's actually from the crown. So you would think that the metallic taste would come from something that's coming out of a metal can, but ironically, the beer that comes out of a glass bottle sometimes has the metallic taste.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
The potential for spoilage is a little bit lower as well, because obviously no light's going to get into this. Whereas, you know, brown bottles help a lot with that. I mean, as opposed to clear or green bottles. But, you know, having a can, I mean, obviously there's no light getting into this.
No light. Typically, kind of a general rule of thumb is that the canning process tends to have what we call lower airs or lower oxygen pickup. So, yeah, and I guess it's arguably environmentally friendlier because it weighs a lot less.
Packaging is smaller, same amount of beer, but just it's smaller. You know, you got a bottle. The bottle's going to be, you know, this high or whatever, and it's.
And it can be taken a lot of places that you can't
by
take
the river,
elsewhere.
by the pool. And that's
exactly.
One of the things actually that they have on the cans is I believe they have break the circle. And they've got a little. It's actually a 4-pack of the rings that it comes on the pack. So it says, you know, cut the circle so you
so we don't
kill the penguins and whatnot.
Right on.
Oh, there you go.
But yeah, so they're conscious of that as well. But they do. I'd be remiss to not mention that they have Southern Star does a lot, sort of to advocate for the homebrewing scene as well. They have a pro-am competition every year, in which the winner of that competition will have their brew scaled up at Southern Star Brewery. And this year's pro-am is a smoked porter. Last year's was a Saison. And they're very tasty. They're kegs only, so you won't find them in the cans, but you can find them around Texas, and very tasty. You can actually, Southern Star is, you know, some of the Texas breweries, Rahr and St. Arnold, you can only find in Texas. Southern Star has branched out, even though they're really new, has branched out quite a bit. You can actually, there are places from Chicago to the Carolinas that you can actually find them. Yeah, they've sort of made a point of getting their distributed. I believe it's the Carolinas.
And where are they in Texas?
They're Conroe, which is just north of Houston.
Okay.
It's kind of off. Conroe is not a very big city, but you know, they're close enough to Houston. They have Saturday tours as well, and good stuff.
And as a brewer,
living on the edge of Houston.
And as a brewer, real quick as we wrap up here, as a brewer, you also try to help the Savannah Homebrew Club as well, where you brew a beer on a much larger scale. Correct?
We do. We're always about a year behind in getting it on the schedule, but the winter, the local clubs competition, we brew in house, and you see that a lot across the country.
There's a gazillion homebrew clubs, and it's great that, you know, when you have a larger operation, you know, have a little competition. You know, it really just makes it more fun than brewing that 5-gallon.
Well, it brings in some beers that we probably wouldn't have tried otherwise. I mean,
a lot of creativity.
It helps to kind of push us a little bit into areas that we may not, you know, normally go.
Rahr does quite a bit of that as well. They're very friendly to the homebrew community in Fort Worth, and they have those guys come in and do quite a bit on their systems, and they have competitions that'll be back out on their back lot that they'll have, and pretty cool stuff.
That's very cool.
Excellent. Well, thanks, Scooter. Appreciate it. It's Southern Star Buried Hatchet.
Yep, Buried
Delicious.
Hatchet Stout.
Yeah, excellent. Cheers. Paul at BeerAmerica.tv.
Pink at BeerAmerica.tv.
Check us out on TexasBrews.org.
There you go. Cheers.
You know, I'm not a malt man.
There you go,
That
Nate.
is a fantastic malty beer.